Hey guys, I'm Kevin, and today we're going to talk about 3 essential scales you need to know if you're learning how to play the baritone ukulele. I'm going to go through each of the patterns and show you how to use them and where you can apply them. So let's dive right in. Before we get into the patterns, let's take a look at the string names as they are different from the standard tuning ukulele. So on a baritone, we have our top string, which is D as in dog, our second string, which is G, the third string is B, and the fourth string is E. So everything will be relative to that, and it is important that you know the string names. It's something you should practice every day as you sit down for the first time until you really have it into your vocabulary, because it is the foundation for learning the chords, it's the foundation for scales. Now, you're probably asking, why do I need to learn scales? What is the purpose? Well, to me, I think there's several reasons why you should learn scales. 1, it improves your finger dexterity. 2, it helps you learn some essential patterns that you can apply if you're going to play with somebody else or if you want to create a chord melody. So there's a lot of substance when you learn how to play a scale, but it's good to learn the map first, and that's why I'm going to show you the pattern. We're going to start with the major scale, the holy grail of all scales in the key of G. So the scale starts here. I also want to mention how you pluck the strings here is also important. I'm using my thumb on my strumming hand to do so, and I like to brace my hand underneath the body of the instrument just to keep everything nice and stable so I'm not having my hand move around quite a bit. So I have my good position here, and we'll start off by assigning one finger to each fret. My index finger over the first, middle over the second, ring over the third, pinky over the fourth. Luckily, we're mostly just going to be dealing with the first 3 frets today. So you want to keep assigned fingers because that's how you get to the notes the quickest. So our first note of the G major scale is, it's G. You guessed it. So we start off here just by plucking our open G string. Our next note of the scale is A, which we play on the 2nd fret. We'll use our middle finger for that. Our next note is B, which we play by playing the open B string. Our 4th note is C on the 1st fret. Then we move to our 5th, which is the D note. We play that on the 3rd fret of the B string. Now we move down to the open E string for our 6th, and then our 7th is on the 2nd fret, which is an F sharp note, and then we finish off here playing the octave, which is G. And when I say octave, that means the notes are the same, they're just an octave apart. Our open G string was here, and then our high G is there, same note. So you've played from G to G. So let's roll through that again. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now, that's a great warm-up to do every day that you sit down and play your baritone. Sit there, play through the scale, say the notes as you play them. Then, after you've learned how to go through it forward, work your way back and start from your high G. Another component to this is working on the precision, making sure every note rings out for the same amount, the same volume. You can really get into the innards of the scale by focusing on the little details. Practice playing it softly. Play it a little louder. So the major scale is great. It's a great starting point. Lots of other scales come from the major scale. What it also gives you is a lot of options for playing single note melodies. Now, whether that be with a chord progression or just to kind of come up with little melodies that you want to sing along with, or just to play for fun. So you don't necessarily use a scale to make music. You use the map of the scale to make music. You make melodies from that map. So, for instance, you might choose 3 to 4 notes from the scale and play those and try to create some type of nice little melody. For instance, you could play now I just took G, A, B, C, and D and created a melody. There's thousands of options for that. So I encourage you, once you get a handle on the map of the scale, to take and have some fun with it and apply it. Now, if somebody else is playing in the key of G and they're playing chords G, E minor, C, D7, you could play all of the notes from the major scale and that will sound nice over that G chord progression. You could also play little melodies over that as well. So a lot of great uses for the major scale. If you don't learn anything else from this video, learn the major scale. I promise you it's going to be a great foundation for you in everything you do going forward with music. If you're digging the sound of my uke, head over to allforuke.com/shop. You can have a Kala ukulele for yourself. When you buy your Kala ukulele through AllForUke, you're supporting us, and we really appreciate it. Make sure you check it out. Concerts, sopranos, tenors, baritones, a wide selection of accessories, capos, and more. All for you, allforuke.com/shop. The second scale we'll take a look at is the pentatonic scale. So the pentatonic scale, how it differs from the major scale, well, it does contain the same notes. It only contains 5 notes, hence the word penta. So the pentatonic scale also starts, and we're going to do this in G, with an open G note here on the second string. So we have open G. Our second note is A. Our third note is open B. Fourth note is D, which is the 3rd fret. So that's a little skip there. That's kind of a significant part of the pentatonic scale. And then we move down here to our open E, and then we move to our G. So the scale is G, A, B, D, E, G. So if the major scale feels like too many notes for you, you can always start with the pentatonic scale. A lot of beginner students on guitar and ukulele and baritone will just start by learning the pentatonic scale, even on piano, because it's a little easier to consume. If your fingers are, having a hard time getting through the major scale, which I don't think you will too much, but the pentatonic scale is a great one to start with. It's also nice because you don't have as much clash happening as you do with the major scale because it has fewer notes. So if you are playing, again, in the key of G, you can play little pentatonic riffs or melodies over anything in the key of G. So if you picked a few chords from the key of G, or you looked up a jam track in the key of G on YouTube, you could play the pentatonic scale and make up little melodies and have fun jamming. So the pentatonic scale is another good one. Apply the same principles, work through it slow. Make sure that you're getting every note to ring clear, practice your dynamics, all of the same components that you did with the major scale, and this is another great scale to have in your toolbox for playing the baritone. The third and final scale today is the blues scale. I love this scale. It really sounds cool, and you can apply it over a lot of cool blues progressions, obviously. So the blues scale starts off with, again, we're in the key of G. I'm going to start off with that open G note. So we pluck G. And then we have a B flat note which occurs on the 3rd fret of the G string. So here's a little jump for you. And you can already hear the blues injection here. Then we move down to a C note on the 1st fret of the B string. C sharp. Ooh, there's a blue note right there on the 2nd fret. And we go over to the D note on the 3rd. Then we have on the E string, we play our F note, which is on the 1st fret, and then we finish off again, as always, on our G note, which is the octave. So let's take a run through that here. G, B flat, C, C sharp, D, F, G. feel the blues coming out of this baritone. I love it. So where would you use a blues scale? Now, again, if you were playing with somebody else on a baritone or a guitar or a uke and they were in the key of G and say they were playing a 12-bar blues progression, I have a whole series about baritone blues if you want to check that out here on the channel or on my website. But if somebody's playing the blues in the key of G, you can use this blues scale to kind of create some nice blue note tones that really sing nicely. Here's an example here. If I was just playing a G7 chord, another component of the blues is using the dominant 7th chord instead of the regular G, which sounds like this. You use a G7, and if I let this G7 ring and play, you can hear that blues scale sound really nice over that G7 chord. Here it is again with another little riff. Lots of different combinations and options. So again, just as we've done with the other scales, I encourage you, take small components of the scale, work on creating melodies, try to see how much you can get out of just a few notes. Use 2 or 3 notes. You can always repeat notes. Oh, that's part of the blues right there. So just little things like that you can make into some really cool stuff using the blues scale. So in summation today, we talked about the major scale, the pentatonic scale, and the blues scale for baritone. I encourage you to learn the patterns, maybe spend a week just focusing on one pattern. See how much you can get out of the major scale. See how much you can get out of the pentatonic scale. Then work on the blues scale, or whatever piques your interest. I'm going to leave some diagrams and a free PDF on my website, which you should go check out, AllForUke.com. I have a ton of resources, courses, all sorts of great learning materials for you guys to check out. I encourage you to go over there. Come back and see me again for the next video. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think of this video. What are your favorite scales? Where are you playing your baritone? Are you playing the uke? Are you playing a baritone? Let me know. My name's Kevin. Thank you so much for learning with me. I'll see you next time.
Meet me down by the seaside. We can howl at the moon rise. Watch as the tide strolls